New series. This is exciting. This is Ruubez Reviews, and let's talk about Neck Deep's The Peace and the Panic. So, The Peace and the Panic is Neck Deep's third studio album. It's their first with new guitarist Sam Bowden. So far it's had 4 singles: Where Do We Go When We Go, Happy Judgment Day, Motion Sickness, and In Bloom. And we're going to talk about it today. So online I've seen a lot of mixed reactions to this album. I've seen a lot of good stuff and a lot of bad stuff. I've seen people calling it very underwhelming, and I've also seen people praising it to be the best Neck Deep album so far. But this video isn't about other people's opinions, it's about my opinion, and I'm obnoxious enough to think that my opinion matters, especially when it comes to pop punk. So let's get down to business. The album starts off with the third single, Motion Sickness, which is a very catchy song. It took me a while to get into, but I think after a few listens to it, it does its job. It's catchy. It also gives the album its name. The Peace and the Panic is a lyric from this song, which makes sense. Then you've got their second single, Happy Judgment Day, which is sort of a social commentary slash a little bit punky. A lot more punky than a lot of pop punk has been recently. Building walls, dropping bombs, be an example of the lyrics that you find in this song. I think we all know whose little hands those bombs are being dropped from. And whilst the song is doing really well in itself, the final chorus, there's a key change, and it just takes it up another notch, and it's like, damn. I'm really feeling this one now. The third song on the album is where I think it starts to sort of lag a bit. It's still a very good song, The Grand Illusion, and it's relatively emo for a pop punk band, because it's all about self-doubt and stuff. And whilst it is catchy, it just doesn't bring anything new to the album. Like, whilst Happy Judgment Day and Motion Sickness have kind of set the tone, Grand Illusion kind of just, it's there. But it's still a good song. Then we come to Parachute, which Ben Barlow apparently wanted it to have a massive festival feel, which it does. It was originally called Britpop, and I think that might be like, you know, a reference to Nebworth perhaps, or something like that. Like, you really feel the power behind this song, and played live it's going to do really well, I imagine. If you're going to the Peace and the Panic tour, listen out for Parachute, because it should be good live. It's got that kind of build to it where it's like all shouting back, really atmospheric. There's just a lot of stuff going on in this one song. Then we come to In Bloom, which is the 4th single released from this album. It was the last one before the release of the album. It's pretty down-tempo for a Neck Deep single. Even when you take into consideration December from Life's Not Out to Get You was pretty slow on the original version, let's say. The one that didn't have Mark Hoppus. After the first chorus, the strings and piano section, it's just doing that little riff. That just adds another atmosphere to the song and just takes it up a notch. And then, like, it's mimicked by the guitar after the second chorus, and it's just like the whole song just kind of fits into one piece together, which is really ironic because the lyrics are just kind of like, we're never going to put the pieces back together. But the song kind of like has little pieces together dotted around the song, which I think really works for this song, and the album in fact in general. Then you come on to the collaboration, the Don't Wait feat Sam Carter from Architects. It starts really up-tempo. You know this song is going to be fast and heavy, and it gets there. In the middle 8, Sam Carter's guest vocals come in, and the screams are just really clean. You can just kind of tell that he means business with what he's saying. And we see a return to the more punky style of Neck Deep, which I really like, because there's a lot of lyrics about the government lying and stuff. And they've got your milk and honey. Pop punk has finally got its teeth out, and it took Neck Deep to do it. Then we come up to like an acoustic slash semi-acoustic period of the album. You've got Critical Mistake and you've got Wish You Were Here. These two, I kind of think the album just kind of goes down a notch, and they feel semi-filler. They're simple. There's a lot of repetition going on in the instrumental section of Critical Mistake. But I do think Wish You Were Here is perhaps this album's December. It's acoustic and would be really interesting to hear a full band version of it. Heavy Lies is where the album kind of gets going again. It's fast-paced. 1970-something is the story of Ben Barlow's parents getting together up until his father died. I think it's very poetic lyric. Like, the seed becomes the tree, take the shape of a family. I think that's pretty poetic if I don't say so myself. And it just kind of like comes together for a really big ending. And like the final chorus is just, there's so many things going on that if you're listening to it with good headphones, you'll just be like, whoa. And the final song on the album, Where Do We Go When We Go, the first single, according to Ben Barlow, the message of this song is, fuck all this shit, fuck all this noise, let's just make something of ourselves before our time is up. And it uses the rain, rain, go away nursery rhyme, however they've changed the lyrics to pain, pain, go away. The song kind of has that reversal of typical songwriting techniques where the verse is the big thing and the chorus is kind of just like quiet and toned down, or at least the first half of the chorus is, the second half is big, blazing yet again, which kind of, you know, kind of mimics the song. It's like, if you think about it in correlation to the meaning of the song, the verse is kind of like life, you're making an impact, and then the chorus is kind of like where you're dying, you're just kind of like not sure what's going on, everything's all quiet, and then ideally afterwards partying again. I think I'm going into this too deep. But yeah, overall I don't think the album is as varied song-wise as Life's Not Out to Get You. However, I do think it is still a very solid record. I think it is better in general than Life Is Not Out to Get You. There are still some great songs on Life Is Not Out to Get You, and this album certainly isn't replacing those songs. However, do think it's very good, yeah, and I'll give it 8 out of 10. That's my solid rating. So, Neck Deep's The Peace in the Panic. Have you heard it yet? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with what I've given it? Do you disagree? Let me know. This is a discussion after all. I do hope you enjoy this new series that I'm kicking off with, Ruubez Reviews. Like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Adios, bye.